Okay, let's talk about a kitchen mystery we've all faced. You know the one, sometimes your grilled cheese is this masterpiece of gooey, stretchy perfection, and other times, well, it's just a bit of a letdown, isn't it? Today, we're going to dive deep into the science of that perfect cheese melt, so you can nail it every single time.
Right? It's the ultimate culinary gamble. One day you get that glorious, Instagram-worthy cheese pull. The next, using the exact same cheese, you end up with a greasy, rubbery mess. I'm here to tell you that it's not magic and it's not luck. It's science. And today, we are cracking the code.
So you're ready to become a total cheese melting pro? Here's the game plan. We're going to start with the science behind it all. Then we'll meet the champions of stretch and the heroes of smoothness. And don't worry, we'll wrap it all up with a super simple cheat sheet to guarantee your cheesy success from now on.
All right, so what is actually going on inside that block of cheese when you crank up the heat? It's time to kind of zoom in, go microscopic, and meet the three key players that decide the fate of every single melt.
So meet the all-star team. You've got protein, which is like the architect holding everything together. Then there's fat, the flavor powerhouse. And finally, water, which is kind of the secret to getting that smooth finish. How these three work together, well, that's the difference between cheese heaven and a culinary disaster. First up, let's talk protein. Specifically, a protein called casein. The best way to think about it is like a super tightly woven net that gives cheese its structure. And the whole secret to a perfect melt, it's all about gently convincing this net to just relax.
And you can see right here, the fate of our protein net really hangs in the balance. When you use gentle heat, it just gracefully unwinds, and that's what creates those long, amazing strands of cheesy goodness. But if you blast it with high heat, that net totally panics. It seizes up, it gets tight, and it squeezes out all the fat, leaving you with that rubbery, oily mess we all hate.
Okay, now for the fat. This is the good stuff. As that protein net starts to relax, it releases all these tiny pockets of fat and they melt into this creamy, super flavorful river. But if that net breaks from too much heat, the fat has nowhere to go. It just escapes and forms that greasy puddle of disappointment.
And last but definitely not least, let's talk about water. Water is the unsung hero of the perfect melt. It's what keeps everything soft and smooth as it heats up. But you gotta be careful. If you cook it for too long or too hot, that water just evaporates, and you're left with a sad, tough, and kind of brittle block of cheese.
You know, this quote just nails it. It perfectly captures what we're trying to do. It's not just about heating something up, it's about transforming a solid into a liquid masterpiece. You're basically the DJ, remixing the very structure of the cheese to get the perfect result.
Okay, so you're a cheese scientist now. Let's put that knowledge to good use. If what you're chasing is that epic, unbelievable cheese pull you see in commercials, then these are the champions you need in your corner.
Of course, mozzarella is the undisputed king of stretch. I mean, it's not even a contest. Its protein net is just perfectly designed to unwind beautifully. And here's a pro tip. Always go for low-moisture mozzarella. That's your ticket to a clean, super impressive pull. Provolone is a fantastic option if you want more flavor, and a young Gouda can add a really nice sweet milkiness to the whole thing. But hey, why settle for just one cheese? This right here, this is the ultimate formula for cheese nirvana. You take 70% mozzarella for that perfect, unbeatable stretch, and then you add 30% of a flavor-packed cheese like a cheddar or a Gouda. You literally get the best of both worlds.
Okay, but what if stretch isn't the goal? What if you're craving that perfectly smooth, creamy, velvety melt for a burger or a grilled cheese? Well, for that, you need to meet the smooth operators.
For a grilled cheese, young cheddar is the absolute champion. And notice I said young cheddar. In this case, age is not your friend. The younger cheese has a more flexible protein net and more water, which means it melts way more smoothly. For a nutty, even melt, Swiss is a classic. And if you're feeling a little fancy, Gruyere is gonna elevate your dish with its complex, super creamy texture.
And then, then there's the secret weapon, American cheese. Look, it's basically engineered for melting. It's made with these things called emulsifying salts that literally stop the protein from clumping up and prevent the fat from separating. It guarantees a perfect melt every single time. Is it cheating? Maybe a little. But honestly, who cares when it's that good?
All right, we've met the heroes of the melt, the cheeses that will always have your back. Now, it's time to unmask the villains. These are the cheeses that will fight you every step of the way and sabotage your melty creations.
Yep, these cheeses are the rebels of the cheese world. They've got super tight protein structures and very low water content, which makes them incredibly resistant to melting. Seriously, don't even try to tame them. It's not going to work.
So those hard-aged cheeses like Parmesan, they're just going to get tougher. They have almost no water to help them soften. Then you have crumbly cheeses like feta or chèvre. They'll get soft, sure, but they're never going to melt into that gooey puddle you want. And just like we learned, aged cheddars and goudas, their protein nets have just gotten too tight over time, which leads straight to that oily, rubbery mess.
Okay, I know that was a lot of science. Feeling a little overwhelmed? Don't be. We've got you covered. Here it is, your final cheat sheet for cheese melting success, and we've boiled it all down to 3 incredibly simple rules.
Seriously, if you remember anything from all of this, let it be this. For that perfect stretch, you need moisture. For amazing smoothness, remember that young cheese is always better than aged cheese. And if you ever see oil or it gets rubbery, you know exactly what happened. The protein is too tight or the water content is too low. It really is that simple.
And there you have it. You are now officially armed with the science of the perfect cheese melt. So go forth, be confident, and create some cheesy masterpieces. The only question left is, what amazing dish will you make first?